Hi, James.
Hi.
So you're going to tell me about the Bittingworths.
Yes. So it's the final family.
Yeah, it's sad
It's not the final house in the show, but it's the final family and the final thing we're going to look at.
that we're sharing. Yeah.
We're going to share.
Do you
So,
feel a bit sad that it's over?
yeah. I mean, this has been like about 2 months, hasn't it? Of
Yeah.
a nice creative process, a little bit each day. Like, yeah. It is a
Please.
bit bad. What I'm going to do now. Now I'm going to have to face reality.
Okay, so I feel like now it has to be this amazing house.
Well, let's see. We're going to end on a high. I'm going to pull it out. So it's this one here. And let's pull it down. Move my arm out of the way. So this one opens like a big door.
Yeah.
Through. So that swings open. Now,
Look at the staircase.
there is the question. Oh yeah, because I think it might be on a bit of an angle, this one.
Yeah.
And then what's going to slide out, I'll have to just do it like this, is this little piece here, which is the kind of the den
That they've been working on.
they've been building. So it's an assortment of grand academic looking furniture, desks and tables and a piano stool. I just raided my collection of furniture pieces for this.
And like a hat stand and
Yeah, hat stand, a chandelier, some sort of big silver urn in there, a globe, like a stack of books. So yeah, I mean, it would be whatever we want it to be.
Yeah.
But the thing about it, the magic is that it needs to look real and heavy and solid, but be really light.
Yeah. So
In order to be able to be lifted and thrown and moved in a wonderful movement sequence by the two Bittingworth girls.
yeah. So the idea, I guess we should explain for people that don't know, because we know all this stuff. So the Bittingworth, Adelia and Ebba, the Bittingworth girls, their superpower, their special talent is that they're incredibly, incredibly strong. So they're teeny tiny girls who are like really, really strong. And so the idea is that they've built this den out of the heaviest stuff they can find in the house. And then in the song that we're looking at this week, one of the things that happens is that it gets dismantled by their parents and by the girls. And the idea is that because of all of that, it has to be able to be lifted by tiny children almost, and it look like it's nothing, even though it's also supposedly made of oak or something.
Yes.
So
we think probably it's, I don't know, polystyrene or foam or something that
yeah,
looks, with an amazing trick scenic art job on the exterior.
Yeah.
It looks heavy, and then there's a lot of, heavy acting from the adults,
Yeah.
I guess. A lot of straining to lift it.
Yeah, lots of movement work for Mark to get really stuck in.
But to make us believe that these are huge, heavy oak pieces of furniture.
Cool.
So I think it starts preset because they've built their den prior to the scene kind of opening.
Yeah.
Where it comes out, which also makes it's sort of speedy then, isn't it? It's done, and then it's all about the dismantling.
Yeah. Tell me about the rest of the house.
So yeah, I was just trying to get a bit more light on the situation. A little bit more. So, I mean, it's grand is the thing, isn't it? It's a kind of...
It's a barrister and a doctor, right? They bought a fancy house.
They've got money.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you were super keen for a kind of heavy, grand staircase, which is what we've got on the side of, so sort of inside of the door that opens, in a kind of almost, I don't know, pop-up book style. It's slightly 3D. It's not fully scale 3D staircase you can climb up, but it has got some relief, and it sort of extrude out into the space.
Yeah.
I think that sort of is the feel that you get from all of these houses. There's a kind of, it's not quite naturalism real, it's slightly kind of pop-up book.
Yeah, a bit.
Not flat, but not fully 3D, I guess is the feel, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's right. And also, I guess that's a good metaphor for life in gloaming, right? It's not quite at its full potential. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
It's been sort of flattened out. So I think then this piece here with all the furniture is kind of free to move and position wherever we want. Because what's also important, I'm going to take it away so we can see in. We're in a kind of hallway for this one.
Yeah.
The 2 doors are pretty crucial for the business of the 2 Dr. Bittingworths entering and exiting and passing through. So we've got a door on this side and then a door at the back.
Yeah.
Pop open there.
Because they sort of come in and see the chaos and then can't quite deal with it and leave again, repeatedly.
Yeah, and they're kind of spending all their time in their respective studies and offices in the house, which is what's behind those 2 doors, is the idea. So it's the first house that has got doors and people move through, rather than being a kind of, I don't know, little container that they pop out of. This sort of works slightly differently. Wallpaper, we should talk about.
Show me the wallpaper.
Our new wallpaper range that we're working on.
Yeah.
So as we did with the Truckles and sort of slightly with the Wurzelmans, there's a kind of little bit of the story of the ancestors woven into the wallpaper. So I'm going to bring it closer, if you can see.
Oh, there are soldiers marching.
So marching, a sort of repeating pattern of marching soldiers.
Oh, cool. And that's because Colonel Bittingworth. Can you bring that closer again, just so I can look? I really want to look at in detail.
Like the lit.
Wow, look at that staircase. That's nicer than my staircase. That's
so,
beautiful. Okay.
And then you can now see as well like a really nice panelled
ceiling. So it feels like an old, like a Victorian kind of professional house, right? Like someone important in the town. Yeah.
I think what's missing at the moment, what there might be, is some kind of, I don't know, military like portraits or sort of paintings, old paintings of battles and scenes.
Oh yeah.
Lovely kind of.
I'd love the idea of a portrait of the colonel like on his white charger with his sword
charging into battle.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Cool.
And then also lovely old threadbare but expensive rugs. There's a great big hole in this because that's the mechanism in the model for the den to slide out. I think in reality that would be a much more sophisticated hidden thing, but explain that great big hole in the middle of the floor.
Yeah, that's great. And so, and I really like that reference to Colonel Bittingworth, their ancestor. Like, I think that's a really great way to do it.
And really nice to have a splash of colour as well, I think. The red really kind of popping out. Yeah,
because it feels like in the kind of grayscale that is the rest of the show, like those colours when they do appear feel quite surprising.
Yeah, they kind of go a long way.
Okay, so show me the people.
The people, yeah. Going to line them up. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we are. Now I think I might use the drawings up here to talk to you because it's occurred to me in the 2 months we've been doing this that it's easier to actually look at a full-size drawing than a tiny.
I realised that before the end. Yeah.
Yes, at the last minute. So this is Dr. Bittingworth, the doctor. Medical doctor.
Yeah.
So we've got a stethoscope and like a doctor's bag, a leather doctor's bag under his arm. Yeah. He's in like a nice sort of 3-piece suit with a little bit of a kind of check to it.
Yeah.
So sort of a little bit snazzy, but also within the, somber world of gloaming.
It's a nice, he looks like a prosperous kind of country doctor of yore.
Yes.
Yeah, nice. I really like that.
Got money, well-dressed, smart, in more of a sort of, I know something about the suit feeling a bit more modern than a kind of old Victorian tailcoat or frock coat or anything like that. It sort of feels a bit more kind of practical.
A bit more in our world, yeah. And I like that he's got grey temples.
A little bit of grey in the hair, and possibly we might also look at a doctor's coat.
Yeah,
but obviously anything like white coats like that are really going to ping out in this dark grey world.
Maybe it's about it being a pale grey coat.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, great. Okay.
Here he is. I mean, we should talk about his talent.
Yeah, so his talent is that he can move things with his mind.
Yes, I couldn't really think of a way to weave that into his clothes in a way that we've done elsewhere, which I think is fine.
I sort of think, I was giving you the credit that was what the great...
yeah, good. That's what I did, yeah.
Yeah, take that credit.
That's all that meant.
Awesome, okay.
Stick him back up. And then Dr. Bittingworth, the barrister.
Yeah.
We've got kind of full-on barrister's wig, barrister's robe.
Oh, she's great.
Um,
Yep.
collar, the sort of typical.
Yeah. And I sort of like
collarette. That's what that's called. The barristers always have those sort of two white bands around the neck.
I like
a long black skirt underneath and a jacket.
Yeah, I like that they're both so kind of professional and formal.
Yeah, very formal, really.
Yeah, and her superpower is that she's a comforter. Like she can make everyone feel better when things are bad. Which I think in my
barrister, I think.
Yeah, like it's about justice, you know. Yeah. So I think that was my thinking.
And again, like a bit like Dr. Bittingworth, the Doctor, Dr. Bittingworth, the barrister, might not always be in her full professional regalia. You know, maybe the wig comes off at certain points. She's got some little, I don't know if you can see, little sort of half moon.
I love this. Yeah, I feel. Yeah, I think
the play with.
Probably when they're at the pub, when they're the Black Dog, she's probably not going to be wearing her wig.
Probably not. No, because those wigs actually are very expensive. So you wouldn't wear them in the pub.
No. Okay, great. Let's look at the girls.
The girls, yeah. Let's take a look. Here they are.
They're great.
They're kind of full-on Victorian
little girl.
You know, bows, ribbons, curls, lace.
But I can see they've got wrestling boots.
They have, well spotted, like you were briefed. So yeah, rather than like a little Victorian boot, they're like wrestler's boots, which are kind of similar in look to like a Victorian lady's boot, but I guess with that kind of flat sole and probably like, what's it called, like a split sole, isn't it? Where, you know, something more flexible. Dancer's shoe. And I think maybe more something you can't quite see in the drawing, but they'd be like, you know, super patent shiny sort of feel.
And they've got all ringlets and bows and
in the dress that kind of with those big puffed sleeves that you get, that's sort of giving you muscles, I guess, strong.
Yeah, that's
great. You probably emphasise that in your stance to kind of.
What they're called? They're called like lamb. They're called like something like lamb leg shoulders, aren't they?
Lamb, I mean, yeah, maybe lamb shoulder. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know why I know that. That's
like anywhere you can put a bow or put some lacy trim.
You've put one.
We've put it there.
And so the idea of that, just so that people know, is that because these girls are super strong, in order to hide their talent, their parents are sort of constantly coercing them into conforming to traditional gender roles. So they have to be kind of meek and placid and dainty little girls, whereas actually they want to be like wrestling little girls. So that's great. I really love those.
They're sort of slightly blue colour, I think. A little bit of sort of greyish blue.
And the striping is beautiful.
Yeah. So that is the Bittingworths.
Thank you so much. That's really good.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess that's everything. That's the end. That's so sad. Thanks so much, James. It's been an absolute joy to do this over months.
Thank you for keeping me busy.
Yeah, well. All right. Bye.
Right. Bye.